Good morning. I'm out for my morning walk, and yesterday I actually shot a video on the second book that changed my life, and I posted that on my Patreon page, patreon.com/𝗏𝗏_Chris_Ckade. And in case you're not familiar with me, I'm the person who has managed this page for the last decade. And some people have wondered, why me? How did I get into this? Well, it started with a book that I read a little over a decade ago. It was called Diamond Heart Book 1, and it's by the author 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗄𝗏. And in the book, at the time I was kind of fairly ego-oriented. I had the white picket fence, the Silicon Valley job, the beautiful wife, I just had a kid, big 401k, all that stuff. Everything I thought I wanted, quote unquote, is what I had at that time in my life. And so anyway, this book came into my life, and I started reading it, and most of it was like, okay, that's nice, that's good stuff. But then I came across the chapter on truth. And what Alma said really shook me up in a way that I haven't heard other people speak about. And what that is he said, a lot of people, they look towards outside things to make them feel a certain way. We look to the car. I was looking to the lifestyle, the job, the money to make me happy, to make me feel fulfilled. And when we do that, we're actually missing something, right? A lot of law of attraction teachers will say, well, let's look at the feeling we want, right? I want to feel safe or abundant or joyful, right? Well, 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗏 said, that's great that you want to feel abundant, joyful, and so on, but let's go a little bit deeper, okay? Let's go what's underneath that. And what Alma said really, he rocked my world. He said, why don't you feel the actual experience of desire, not desiring abundance or desiring wealth or desiring the car or desiring the great relationship. Feel desire itself, because that desire is what allows us to both be present in this moment, but also to seek the truth of what we want in our life. Because we can think that the car will make us happiness. We can even think that we want happiness, right? But if we think we want happiness and we start chasing happiness, what if that's not really what we wanted? What if we wanted safety? What if we wanted to be in the present moment? What if we wanted deeper connection, right? And here we are chasing happiness because we think that's the thing that we want over there, that happiness thing, right? So if instead we pause for a moment and we just feel in, what is it we want now? Oh, I am enjoying this experience of desire. What is this desire? Oh, I don't actually want happiness. What I want is this moment. And that's the thing that rocked my world, is I realized that every time I wanted something, didn't matter what it was, and even now in my life, when I want anything at all, the first thing I really want underneath it all is presence. And my ego has hated this, honestly, throughout the years. It has been just brutal on my ego, because every time I thought I wanted something, even a spiritual workshop, a spiritual experience, right? I want to be able to feel the universal oneness that everyone else talks about and I never feel, right? You hear that? That's the ego right there, comparing my spiritual experience to everyone else and wanting that. And when I got in touch with the fact that what I really wanted was to be present underneath all that, I wanted to be okay with being here right now, everything in my life changed. So, this book, Diamond Heart Book 1, 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗏, it rocked my world. It set me on a path. And then when I showed up at a spiritual convention one day, I saw these people, and they all looked so bright and happy and kind and peaceful. And I thought, what are they doing that other people here aren't? Because I didn't see everyone else at this convention being super happy. And I went up, and they were reading A Course in Miracles. I thought, hey, this is awesome. I love it. I sat down for a healing with them. They called it a healing. I sat down, they meditated, and I was like, I didn't feel anything, right? Again, still kind of close to my ego on that one. I was expecting to heal my back pain, something like that. I didn't realize what a healing was, is bringing me to the present moment, right here. The one thing I wanted that I never knew I wanted. And so anyway, I was like, I got to learn this Course in Miracles thing. So I went out and I looked, and everywhere at the time, this is 10 years ago, no one had a way in which I could start at lesson 1 in the middle of July, right? So that's why I made the whole email Course in Miracles and everything, because other people would do lesson 1, January 1st, lesson 2, January 2nd, lesson 3, January 3rd. And I discovered A Course in Miracles in the middle of my summer, and that just didn't work for me. So I made this whole system just for me, and then I was like, oh, other people want it, and that's what made these lessons available. But it all ties back to this idea of truth and of seeking what we truly want in the moment, and then going deeper than that and feeling the experience of the seeking, right? Because that's what brings us in the present moment, is directly feel the experience of seeking, because it doesn't matter what the object is. The ego will always find a new object to desire. The ego will always find something new that it wants, that it's going to seek after, right? So it will seek happiness one day, abundance another, joy another day, the perfect relationship another day. One day it's just going to try and pay rent. Another day it wants the great dessert, right? And these are all wonderful things, right? I'm not knocking them at all. I love them all, right? And at the same time, when I look deeper, when I say, what is this experience of wanting? I go into the present moment. And that's what brings me the joy or the happiness or the pleasure, is actually being in the present moment. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed joining me for this morning walk. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.